people who cannot sit at home, thank you so much for being here. Over the weekend, we attended a really cool event. It was called Lock and Paddle, and it happened in Peterborough. I'm going to show you all about it. And that inspired me to do this video of all of the coolest events that I've been to in Ontario in the last little while. So hopefully that you get also inspired and want to check them out. They're annual events, so they're not every day, but they're so much fun, and I think they're a must check out if you live in Ontario. Let's go. So as I already mentioned, this is the cool event that kind of inspired me to do this whole video. This is Lock and Paddle. It is definitely a community event in Peterborough, Ontario. It happens once a year only, and it's essentially sort of like a flash mob of many kayaks and canoes and occasional stand-up paddle boarders, but inflatable vessels are actually not allowed. So anyway, the whole point of this event is just a bunch of people getting together with the goal of getting onto the lift lock, Peterborough lift lock, which is a historic lift lock, very unique of its kind. I think it's the only one in Canada that is left. And they basically load it up with tons of kayakers and canoers, exactly like we just saw over there, the boat going up. So we were there for the event. The event took in total about 2 hours. Meantime, they were prepping over here. I went around the lock, went inside the lock, just checked out how it looks over there. And then I went on the other side of the canal. And here is where they are prepping to go in. Definitely very colorful, very interesting. Everybody's very pumped up. There's live music. There are people who are dressed up like Marge Simpson over there. They even had a Duff beer. How cool is that? I love that little detail. I think there is a theme, and I think the theme was something along the lines of lifting, like lift up or lifting each other up. And you're encouraged to wear a costume or anything bright to kind of lift each other's spirits. And at a certain point I decided to go up because over here you can see a better look of the lift locks. So here is one of the lift locks loaded. They're actually going to load the other side as well so that both of them can go up. And it's cool how many people over here kind of everybody's trying to get the perfect picture. But overall it wasn't insanely busy. Like, it's a lot of people obviously, but I never felt like it's a little too much. It definitely was well managed. So here the kayakers and canoers have reached the top of the Peterborough lift lock. Everyone is pumped. This was such a good experience. I think they opened this part so that the kayakers could exit onto the river above. But to be honest, it was already getting late and we had to go home. And over here is where I learned about this event. So this is Parks Canada Instagram account. I'm going to link it down below, and I'm going to try to see if there is another official website that is about Lock and Paddle so that you can check it out for next year. Another really cool event that I have attended a number of times. This is Windfest. This is at Ashbridges Bay, and usually you can learn about this on the Facebook. I'm gonna link it down below. I'll try to find it. And the date, I think it's usually like closer to the end of the summer. And essentially what it is just a bunch of people getting together and flying kites. To be honest, when we arrived here last year, at first there was just a couple of people, so I thought, oh, well, I guess nobody showed up. But then as time went by, more and more people started to show up. And another thing that I really loved is that the kites were so unique. Like over here, this Aquaman, the swimmer, and so many other ones. Like, what is this? Like, how does that even work? So I don't know, maybe I haven't seen a lot of kites lately, but there were a lot of unique kites that to me was like, how does that even work? I think we spent about an hour here at the beach, which was nice in itself. We kind of went all the way to the lake and just saw people setting up. And of course, one of the main kind of conditions for a successful Windfest is, of course, the wind. So they usually try to find a really nice and windy day. But it was a very pleasant day, and we definitely enjoyed it. And by the way, if you would like to participate, you can definitely get really cool kites from Amazon. Let me show you some of the ones that I really liked. Over here is a cool one, and this one I would love to own one day. And I'm gonna link them down below. So for this next event, we're not gonna go very far. This event also happens at Ashbridges Bay. So what this is the polar bear pool party. So this specific event happened in November. Usually it's annual, and I think there's another one that happens kind of for the new year, so January 1st. This is organized by Othership, which is kind of like an immersive spa experience downtown Toronto, and this is sort of their pop-up activity that they do. This is a fundraiser, as I understand it. It was mental health, youth mental health, and I think they raised something like 70,000 for it, which is so amazing. It is a big party. I never actually did the dip, but I attended the party. It was so much fun. There was music. Everybody was just like really energized. The people from Othership did an amazing job getting everybody excited, and I thought that was quite the experience. It's a brand new book, Free or Almost Free Ontario Destinations. It just came out. Very proud of it. In addition, I have my weekend getaway book that is for weekend getaways in spring and summer. I also have the fall winter day trips book and spring and summer also day trips book. These books are linked down in the description below, so check them out. So for our next unique event, we're heading to the Sunset Villa Association, which is located about 1 hour west of Toronto, and they are essentially a Danish community. And the thing about them is that once a year they celebrate the Danish Constitution Day, and over here is us checking it out. So there were a lot of sandwiches. You pay for it. This is not free, but all of the sandwiches are the Danish style, so there's lots of herring, and we sampled a few. It was really good, very interesting flavors. Another thing that they're known for is appelskewer. It's essentially pancakes, kind of circular pancakes with strawberry jam. So good, you have to try it. The event is, other than the food of course, is free. They also have a bakery over here. This was actually by the Danish Pastry House. It's their pop-up. Definitely lots of Danish sweets and also lots of herring if you would like to buy some in a can and to take home. But another amazing thing that I really enjoyed this Constitution Day is that they set up a whole village, Viking village, and they were kind of telling you, you know, how Vikings made clothes, how Vikings made weapons, how they ate. It was very cool and very educational, and all of these people, they're so passionate about it. I think some groups even came from Quebec, and it was just really cool to be a part of it. As I understand, the Constitution Day, I think, is usually kind of in June. I'm gonna link down the website of the Sunset Villa Association so that you can check it out for the next year. But you can actually go here pretty much every weekend because they have the Danish place, which is what I'm showing you right now. I don't think they're gonna have as many sandwiches, but you can definitely sample Danish food pretty much any weekend. So the next really unique event happens at Unionville Festival. So the Unionville Festival in itself is very fun and you have to check it out. It's usually in the beginning of June, 2 days, so Saturday and Sunday. But they also have duck race.
ticket and a chance to win $500 cash.
So you see over here this man, he's like, I guess, the leader of the ducks. Oh my goodness. So what they do is you pay for a ticket. The ticket, I think, is $5, and then they number a duck according to your ticket. And then they throw all of these ducks off of the bridge. And because the current of the river kind of takes the ducks into one direction, and they catch every single duck maybe like 200 meters away from this point. So no duck is ever left in the river. Do not worry, all of the ducks are picked up, and the first duck wins a prize. When I checked that out, I thought that was hilarious. So many people are so into it, which is how it should be. It's such a silly thing, but it's so cool. And then people were kind of trying to figure out who's going to be the first duck and just to check it out. As you can see, they are all moving. And at the end over there, there will be people picking all of those ducks up to make sure, of course, not to litter. But it was such a fun event. I definitely enjoyed it. I didn't do it this year, but I definitely will try to do it next year. And no, unfortunately, I did not win anything. So another unique event, and I've talked about this before, are the garden tours. These are plentiful. So this is not just one event. So over here I'm showing you the Grimsby Garden Tour. Grimsby is essentially kind of on the way to Niagara. It's about an hour from Toronto. So what this is you buy tickets. Roughly it's $25 for a day where you go around people's backyards, and you're welcome to check out people's backyards, see what they're gardening, see their greenhouses. And a lot of cities actually do this. So we have this year, we specifically have checked out Swansea, which is sort of High Park area. We have checked out Uxbridge, which was amazing, and we have checked out over here Grimsby. Highly recommend all of those three, but there's also, even right now in July, I see some advertisements for different garden tours just as I drive around or online. Like I know the Georgian Bay Garden Tour is going to be happening in like a week or so. So if you're into gardening, I'm going to link down below the website that has a lot of these garden tours, and you can definitely check out at least one, and I am sure you will enjoy it. This one lady had cacti. She was specializing in cacti growing, which I've never even seen in Ontario. These cacti had flowers. And this lady over here, she had the most beautiful garden together with the most beautiful pool. And again, just very thankful for her letting us just check it out and see the beauty that is her backyard. And the Grimsby tour actually included one of the wineries, and I never knew that there's such a beautiful winery. So this event happened at the Bentway, and essentially Bentway actually has a number of kind of group events all throughout summer, and not only summer. This was specifically Yoga with Adrienne, and I actually follow Adrienne. She's a YouTuber, very big yoga YouTuber. If you're into yoga, you have probably seen her videos. The price to attend it was something like $20 or $22. But the fact that there were so many people, I think there was about 2,000 people all doing one thing, and she was kind of guiding us. And we were like making different, like the breathing noises, and as a group it was such a power. I really loved it. If you ever get to experience kind of like a group yoga, you definitely should. I am sure Bentway will do other yoga events, and if you go on their website, of course it's going to be linked down below. They have their whole kind of what's happening section. There's like a roller skating, there's the drawings. Over here is the Yoga with Adrienne that I did, and just different socials, and again roller skate party. And they even had a dino run in July where people dressed up as dinosaurs and ran around. So many cool events. And last but definitely not the least event that I want to talk to you about is there's so many vintage car shows and I love them. What's funny is that I couldn't find any of my footage, and I actually had the footage, but anyway, just using the stock footage. There are a number of really cool vintage car shows all throughout Ontario. You do need to be searching for it. I'm gonna talk to you about two specific ones that I enjoyed already, but there are so many in the province of Ontario that I'm sure maybe if somebody knows of other really great car shows, write it down below for other people. So Stouffville, very soon, Sunday, August 11th, if you're watching it right now, when the video is posted, you need to check it out. Really great show. And another one is Oblivion. This is in the Milton Pioneer Village. And they are more about like the 90s cars, like more retro, maybe not as vintage, like not 50s cars, but it's still so cool to check out. Of course, most of the car shows usually happen in the kind of warmer months, so typically in the summer. So I hope you enjoyed this video and all of the cool events that are happening in Ontario. If you can think of any other fun events that are happening in Ontario on maybe yearly basis, please write them down below. I might do a part 2 if this is interesting to people. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you next time. Bye.